Coming up this week on Kings of the Rings podcast, Happy New Year, everybody. We are going to kick off this year with a bit of a roar, a big roar, a young lion roar for back as Mr. YLP finally makes his way onto the show to help us preview something that neither Will or I actually watch constantly, Wrestle Kingdom 18. It's going to be a pretty wild time, but Stephen A. Smith of Wrestle Addict Radio has finally joined the chat here on the award-nominated Kings of the Rings podcast, exclusively here on Wrestle Addict Radio, episode number 364, Thy Kingdom Come, and it starts right now. Oh, it's so good to be back. Happy New Year, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Kings of the Rings podcast, episode number 364, Thy Kingdom Come. Now on the award-nominated Wrestling Podcast 2024 finalists for the Best Wrestling Podcast by the Sports Podcast Awards. If you would like to vote for us, please click the first link in the description below. I'm your host, King Ricky Rose, along with somebody who it is maybe the new year, but it is the same flat earther, Will Tarashak. How are you, Will?
He's called me a flat earther. Man, I've been called a lot of things, and a flat earth, New Year, same flat earther. That's all right. Guess I'm a flat earther, guys. Guess what? It's an ice wall all around you. I was in a plane the other day, and let me tell you, it's flat as fuck up there. Yeah, I'm Will Tarashuk, Kansas Thomas, ARASHUK. I can go on with bitch just like that. That's what it takes to be a good podcast host. So yeah, you're welcome, audience. Enjoy it while it lasts.
Yes, and also with us for the first time ever, the final member of Wrestle Addict Radio to make his way on to the show. He is the host of the Young Lions Perspective podcast. I call him the Stephen A. Smith of Wrestle Addict Radio, Mr. YLP himself, Zach Rizika. Zach, how are you?
You save the best for last, and the best is always good. How the hell y'all doing? What's going on, guys? Mr. YLP has finally made it into the KOTR realm, and it is quite cozy. I'm not going to lie. The spread is beautiful. 2024 is here, and I could not be more happier to be on the show with you guys. It's actually been a while since I've actually done podcasting, too, so let's see how rusty I am on these platforms here.
Yeah. We are going to talk about that. We are going to get you onto the first guest game in just a moment, but you have not actually done an episode of podcasting in any way, shape, or form for 4 or so months now. So my first question to you is, how are you feeling? How are you doing?
Where I'm at right now, I'm in a better position than I was when I was in September.
That's good.
Let's just say the entire summer of last year, still getting used to saying that, was wild. We all knew it. The pro wrestling shit that went on all summer last year was just nuts.
Yes.
And so getting through all that, getting through my Labor Day weekend extravaganza, and immediately felt burnout. And I knew it too. I knew it was coming. And then getting my mentals right. Safe to say, I will be getting back into the swing of things very, very soon. And because of the fact that, it's Wrestle Kingdom literally tomorrow, I'm gonna have to talk about that. So yeah, I'm ready to get back in the swing of things. I'm saying that exclusively to y'all real quick. YLP podcast will be coming back very soon.
Very, very good. Very, very good. And Wrestle Kingdom is happening at literally 2:30 in the morning. So
we'll be
yeah, so it's gonna be a fun time with all of that. So we gotta get our predictions in and out as quick as possible. But since you are on the show for the first time, it is time for Will's favorite show.
I'm seeing Will. All I see
it's time for Will's favorite show, the First Guest Game, hosted by Will Tarashuk. Will, we are going to start this in 3, 2. Let's get this going.
All right, it is time for the first guest game. Look at that stinger. Isn't that pretty? Nice little pretty old stinger.
Right.
All right. Mr. YLP, I've had you on a podcast of mine before. Shout out to my time with Zach on the Talking with Tarashuk podcast. Rest in peace for that podcast for now.
Not even going to lie, that was a time, bro. And I still see, the reels on IG every once in a while of like what we were doing on that show. It was nuts.
Dude, it took me a
It was a
long
movie.
time to post all those reels too. I was just like, I got some of
Worth
these in the bank.
every moment, dude. Worth it.
Yeah, I cut the shit out of that podcast, but that's a story for another day. We played the Unknown Unnamed Nonsense game. Ricky was an alumni of that show as well. We played Unknown Unnamed Nonsense.
Yes, I am.
That was a lot of fun. Anyway, first guest game. So the first question of the first guest game, where we ask all of our first guests, how did you become a wrestling fan? What got you into this crazy world of sports entertainment, aka professional wrestling? Who do we have to thank?
To thank Hogan fucking Goldberg. Without that match as a kid at like 9 years old, I would not be sitting here with y'all today. 100%. That night, beautiful. Everything as a kid, you want Goldberg. I love Hogan too, but I wanted Goldberg to win in Atlanta in the Georgia Dome at 9. You sold me.
So you stumbled across it, or did someone introduce it to you?
I stumbled across it myself because I just was like Saturday afternoons. You're just seeing like WCW Saturday night, and I'm just like watching with my grandma in the background talking mess. It's like, it's fake, right? It's not fake.
Even at a young age, he knew it was scripted.
Yeah, it's choreographed. Everything still hurts. Yeah. It was like, I saw a clip not too long ago of Roddy Piper. This was in like 97. Roddy Piper and someone else on like a show. I think it was not Bill Maher. It was not his real time.
Oh, I know the one you're talking about. And
it was like politically incorrect. I think the name of the show was.
And
Bill Maher was like, it's fake. Okay.
Roddy destroyed him.
Yeah, like, there's no bumps or bruises or scars, which I never thought about. Like, yeah, wrestlers don't really get bruised, which I think was fucking wild to me. But Piper's just like, look at this hip. It's like, do you see this hip?
Yeah.
He's like, I'm about to smack the shit out of
you. He literally dropped his pants. Like,
he undid his buckle, dropped his pants. Like, this is my hip. This is my hip. Like, look at it. Touch it.
Oh my god.
Fucking nuts, dude.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
It was amazing.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyway, okay. Second question of the first guest game. Who is your favorite wrestler of all time? And who is your favorite wrestler currently? And tell me why both are Jungle Boy.
You wish on your life, but it is definitely not, unfortunately for you, sir. No, all time, Austin, 100%.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, like 100%, like he's the reason like I am the smart ass that I am, because I saw that portrayed on telly and I'm just like, I can do that too. And then I after I found out with my mom's, but that's a whole different story for another day.
No. Hold on. Please do not tell me you gave your mom a Stone Cold Stunner.
No.
Oh, okay. All right.
I let her chop me though.
You gave her the bird.
Oh wow. And you live to tell the story.
I gave my mom the bird too on accident one time. My older brother and I think his friends were talking about it, and they're like, "Hey, Will, go up to your mother and ask what this means." So I was probably like 5, and I go. My mom's. I remember, I'll never forget this. My mom's doing the dishes, and I tug on her leg. I go, "Mom, what does this mean?" I'm like pointing it in her face. I'm like, what does this mean? And my mom just like look on her face was just like, who taught you this? Like, what is going on here?
It's amazing.
Oh,
so I took off my mom. I'm lucky I didn't get hit with the plate she was washing or the pan.
Yeah. My God. Okay, what was it? Favorite wrestler?
That'll do it.
No. So Stone Cold favorite of all time. Who's your favorite wrestler currently?
Yeah. Oh, I always have these 3 people in my head like, all the time, but I always know it's one. It's Ospreay for me right now.
Jungle Boy. I know it's Jungle Boy.
No.
Will Ospreay? Okay.
Will Ospreay. How? Because it's usually between him and Moxley for me at all times. Like it's always those two.
It's not bad. I like that.
But like right now, Ospreay's that dude going in.
All right. Let's keep it going.
I can't argue that. I got a fellow Will's got to support his Wills.
That's
so yeah,
true.
Will Ospreay for the win.
It's like the
there you go.
Legion of Wills.
You have a non-wrestling fan coming over to your house, and you have to show him him or her, one match to try and get them hooked on wrestling. What match do you show them and why?
Omega Okada 2 out of 3 falls match. And it's not even like
no hesitation.
Wow.
None.
You know, usually people like have to think about that.
It's a tough question. It's a very tough question.
Not in my mind. Dude, I will put it like this. And this is like legitimate. This is like one of those matches and one of the very few matches in my life that literally brought me to tears.
Oh, okay.
To me, that was like, there's a reason that I forget what thing it was like 2018, if I'm not mistaken. Like, that's the reason that was my match of the year. That match, like, easy. Like you want to see theater, you want to see like what I believe pro wrestling is. I will put that match on. We will sit back. We will have popcorn and snacks and drinks, and we will watch.
I remember seeing Omega Okada 2, I think, obviously on a stream because I'm not paying for NJPW World. Thanks, Dave. But I think that's the one I saw. I was like, wow, this is really good because it was a very seamless. If I remember correctly, it was a very seamless. It was kind of a spectrum of sports and entertainment where you had the 2 out of 3s. And what I think I think I commented on the show about it. What I liked about it was that you actually saw breaks in between the falls where they can like recover. So it made it look kind of like a boxing match, but it wasn't a boxing match.
Young Bucks in the corner of Omega, and I believe Gato was in the corner of Okada with that match.
Yeah, no, that was a really, really good match. I remember that. So
that's really smart. That's a really smart thing to do. Like, that's a really nice little detail.
Yeah.
In kayfabe, just to give him 3 minutes or a minute or 2 in between.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
It sells it because otherwise, 2 out of 3 falls. It's like, why don't you just pit him twice? He's right there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, it's a designated rest period.
Yeah.
That's actually really smart.
Yeah. Like everything about ring psychology in that match was just on 10 for me. And there's just no other, like, I think if I'm not mistaken, that was one of the, like, at the time, the rare 6-star match given by Dave Meltzer. I could be wrong.
Was that before he started doing like decimal points?
It was 5.23.
Yeah, he started doing the Dave method. If I'm not
mistaken, he gave that 6.
Yeah.
He said like he put that, like, that was like his rare 6.
No, he would do 3 1/4 in like the early aughts in the 90s.
Yeah.
That's he would do quarter, 3/4, or just a dud. But that was probably one of his first 6-star matches.
Yes.
And Meltzer loves making sure his own method doesn't make any sense.
That's very true. That's a very true statement. I don't understand it either, but I'll deal with it.
Did that match have a promo video? Because whenever I ask this question, the caveat is like the promo video leading up to the match is included in the match. Because when you're showing someone a wrestling match for the first time, like, they need to know the story going in, so they're invested in it, and the match itself needs to tell a good story. Or someone can be like, I just want to show someone a bloodbath, which is just like, I get it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to show someone JBL Eddie Guerrero and just watch their face as it melts off their body.
The only thing that sucks about that match, though, is like the entire promo video is literally in Japanese. So, we're going to figure that out.
No help.
Okay, no subtitles. Oh, whatever. All right, let's keep going.
What's your finisher, bitch? So if you were a wrestler, what would your finisher be? Describe it and give it a name.
I've already had it in my head like for years. It's like the name of my finisher. It's called the Black Dahlia.
Wow, like the murders? And
I've been kind of fumbling around with it every Yeah, I know. Fumbling with like how I would do the finisher, like modified moves, but yeah, literally, Tiger Driver 91, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, I like either that or I literally, because like the way I see it is like a literal like modified J Driller, but I literally want to sell it to like it's destroying your neck. I want you to go out, type of thing.
Okay.
Like I want to yeah.
So, like, what's that setup like then? Are you doing like fireman's carry? Are you doing double underhook?
Yeah, I'm thinking full double underhook, and just laying it in.
Okay.
Like sit down, and just.
So you're gonna double underhook. You're gonna lift them up. Are they going? Is their stomach on your shoulder, and then you're like kind of giving them a driver?
Yeah. 100%.
That can be done in a weird way, but it can be done.
Yes, it can. Like I wanted to like look like, damn, he destroyed that man with that.
So
move.
it's like a mix of like a double underhook power bomb mixed with like a Rikishi driver.
Yeah.
It's just do the pearl river plunge. Do it.
Hell no.
Do it. What's his name?
Wasn't
did.
that
God.
was it Ahmed
Absolutely
Johnson?
not
Yes.
doing a pearl river.
Yes.
Ahmed Johnson. He had him in a pedigree, lifted him up, and then power bombed him.
Yeah.
Phenomenal finisher. That would be mine.
I think that was my original favorite finisher. Like the first one. I was like, that's freaking awesome.
Like, yeah, I always say like I'm gonna do a. I always start in a pedigree position. I'm gonna either lift you up and take it to an Alabama slam, or I'm gonna slam you down like a pearl river plunge.
Nice.
My finishing move is definitely a power bomb. I'm a sucker for a good power bomb.
Very fair, very fair. All right, we got two more, right? Yeah.
We have two more.
Yeah, two more.
What am I missing?
The one that you're missing is the one that this is why I write stuff down. So take notes, folks. How did you find out about us? Even though we know,
that's right.
We know this question, but how did you find out about us?
You know why I just get this question? Because the answer is always the same. Ricky.
Well, no, you were a part of this one.
I was.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yes.
Actually, I remember.
Yes.
I remember the phone call.
Yes. No, so like, are we telling the whole thing? I can tell the whole thing.
Tell the story.
Go into it. We've got time.
Okay, so as a crazy lad going into like towards the end of 2019, and me talking a whole bunch of mess on Twitter and whatnot, X, whatever you want to call it, I don't care. All of a sudden I become like cool with these two happening cats, by the name of Will and Ricky. But it was more so.
It was just me.
Just talking mess over Twitter.
It was me, and then I told Will.
It was more so Ricky. But Will's spirit was there nonetheless. So yeah, I'm going back and forth with Ricky a lot. But having our spats, having our somewhat disagreements, but also at the same time, agreeing on certain things. That same time period going into 2019, I'm somehow nominated for the Wrestling Podcast Awards for Newcomer of the Year, which I didn't even see coming. I didn't know it was happening, and I didn't even know it was a thing. And I'm just like, what? So after that, basically, I get a hit up by Mr. Ricky. We talk a little bit, wanted me to bring me into the fold. And then that's when I also met Will, the beautiful devil he is. And we all had a nice little kumbaya session, little trio session, if you will. And it somehow we became like the vibe was right. It felt good to actually like see the vision that y'all had for Wrestle Addicts Radio moving forward. And I was just like, I was over the moon to just like, wait, all of this is happening at once like that. But then like actually talking with you guys and getting to know you guys a little bit, it just felt right. And I'm just like, I would be a fool to say no to this opportunity. And somehow 4 years later, we are still here.
Yeah, that's very true. I remember suggesting it to Will, and then I had Will listen to your show, and I think that's what sold Will. I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I heard it was a solo show.
Yeah,
and I struggle greatly listening to solo shows because I can't keep focus. Total me problem. I also can't do solo shows for the same reason because I just go on and on and on and on. I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about anymore. But listening to your show, and I think it was the music you put. It was
the background music, I think, for you. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was just like, yeah, this is phenomenal. Like I can actually listen to it and pay attention and understand what you're saying. And I was like, this is a phenomenal podcast. It's like, don't want to talk about bringing them on. I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, there's only a couple of solo shows that I will tolerate, and they all have to be wrestling shows. One is Mr. YLP's, and the first one is Mance. I think Mance does an absolutely phenomenal one-man show.
Mm-hmm.
Like, shout out to Mance Chapel and the Mr. Delight.
One time for Mance Chapel.
Yeah.
Like, dude,
Mance's one-man shows were amazing, especially when he gets mad. When he would, there was a time.
He gives the podcast.
Yeah. Goldberg versus Wyatt. That's all you need to hear.
There was a series because he used to do retro stuff. He did Game Show NXT for a while. That was amazing. He recapped Game Show NXT and he hated it. It was so funny.
So I remember him in our group chat always complaining about like 2001 WCW.
Yeah.
Who wasn't complaining about 2001 WCW?
This.
What the hell? Right there with him. Shout out to Mance, man. Holy shit.
Yeah, hope Mance is
doing well.
Yeah. All right. Final question, Will.
For real.
Final question. I remember this one. I can't forget this one. The final and most important question of the first guest game. Are you Team Slack or are you Team Fuck you, Slack. Don't answer all at once.
Always and forever, team. Fuck you, Slack.
You and everyone else.
That's right, baby.
Have been since day one, and it's
Since
not
day one
even
Since
day one-ish indeed, bro. It's always team fuck you, Slack.
Yeah.
Out of love and respect. That's why.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, the Slack gets no love and or respect from me at all. Never, ever.
I know you didn't sense the sarcasm. How dare you?
Never ever from me. I gotta keep on living the game. And so that concludes our first guest game. Welcome to the show, finally, Mr. YLP. Yeah, so let's get into, before we get into Wrestle Kingdom and all that shenanigans that it's going to be, let's go into the shenanigans that happen to be AEW World's End, emanating from Long Island in New York at the Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum, which no one calls it NYCB Live, you sissies. So I'll be totally truthful with you guys. I haven't watched this show at all. I saw what I needed to see. Eddie Kingston, an alumnus of the show, my first interview ever, won the Triple Crown, or AEW's version of the Triple Crown.
Yeah.
He is now the NJPW Strong Champion. He's the ROH Champion, which, yay, ROH. And he is also the new, well, you'll love it, he is the newest AEW Continental Champion because they needed another belt. So...
Wait.
Yeah.
What the fuck is the Continental Championship?
I don't know, but it's a thing now.
Is this different from like the Atlantic Championship or whatever the hell it was? They got rebranded.
So they have the International and now they have the Continental.
Okay, so there's International and Continental.
Yes, that is correct.
Yes.
So they split Intercontinental into two words. It's made of two belts.
Yes.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Couldn't even call it the Continental Heavyweight Championship.
Do they have the debut belt? You debut with the belt and then you just lose it and meet it to the next person who debuts?
I don't know.
I guess so, apparently.
It should happen. So that happens. So congratulations to Eddie Kingston. My only regret is I didn't see Eddie Kingston win another significant title in person, because I will always support Eddie Kingston because he's freaking awesome.
Yeah, significant is subjective.
Listen. Yeah. Yeah. Adam Cole, surprise, surprise, was the devil who didn't see that coming a mile away. MJF has been
Dude, the internet fooled themselves into thinking it wasn't too.
It was. They were trying so hard to.
They're like, it's Goldberg, guys. It's Goldberg.
I'm like, it's Cole, dude. Like, I wasn't even like watching the product, and everybody. I even knew like Adam Cole was the guy. I'm like, it's just right there.
Yeah, I mean, the guy who's his best friend is actually going to turn. No way, it's wrestling.
Jungle Boy, I think, was one.
Oh, there were so many people who thought it was. My favorite one was somebody, I saw it on a tweet. Somebody said they said AEW has the opportunity to do something great and have a devil be Shane McMahon.
See, was dude. That
was brilliant.
I would have started watching AEW again. You know what? I would have bought a seat so I can sit in the no seat section.
Wow. That's deep.
It would have been great.
That's deep.
So MJF lost the title clean as a whistle, by the way, to Samoa Joe. MJF has been written off TV. If anybody's read his Players Tribune article, the thing that was interesting, a couple of things were interesting. He was just kind of being a Long Island guy for a while, for a lot of that, what he wrote. The other thing was he said he had not re-signed with AEW. By the way, AEW turned 5 on January 1st. So 5 years of AEW, we can do a whole fiasco about that. He had not re-signed with AEW. And number two was one of the things that I thought really stuck out, because he posted this the day before his match. He goes, "I'm tired." He's like, "I'm tired, I'm hurt." And in my mind, I said, he's dropping. Yeah. So he said he's tired, he's hurt, he's going to take some time off, which means he's going to go into contract negotiation. And who knows when...
Which means he's going straight to the
right. It's probably what that means.
He's calling a shot right now. He's saying rumble.
Yeah, he's going to take some time off, and we'll see when MJF shows up. The other thing that happened, which was an interesting thing that occurred as well, is they had all these allegations came out about Chris Jericho being
what happened there?
Okay, so
someone explain that.
All right, so
was he being a creepy old man?
So the allegations, Chris Jericho was being a creepy old man, the biggest smoking gun by some random person who's part of the IWC, said that he had proof or the story is that Chris Jericho made an advance on Smiley Kylie Ray, and an unwanted advance on Smiley Kylie Ray, and that was the reason for her leaving the company. So that's what it was. This came out before, and then Chris Jericho also got in some shit about saying that he never signed an NDA for anything, because there was a rumor going around that everybody involved, or it might be true, everybody involved in the original Brawl Out had to sign an NDA to never talk about it. And so
I heard Punk's is in perpetuity.
Yeah, Punk's is forever.
Yeah.
So Chris
For
and then
real.
Chris
Punk is
Jericho
forever.
went back to fighting with somebody on Twitter saying that he never signed an NDA and all this stuff. So all of this stuff came out like the night before. Jericho was drunk, angry, tweeting on Christmas. Thank you, friends. So all of this stuff came out. And then some people were like, well, maybe he should be off the show. Maybe they should do an investigation, blah, 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 blah. Jericho was on the show. They booed the crap out of him. Somebody on Hardcam side purposely put up NDA Jericho the entire match that he was in, because Long Island's really quick when we want to be. And so he wrestled. What struck me about this was not anything that happened, because I expected Jericho to still be on the show. What struck me about this was Tony Khan with foot and mouth disease yet again. Tony Khan's in the presser, looking like a buffoon, by the way, which I think might have been Tony Storm saying, but he was answering questions about it, and he said, he was asked about the Jericho thing. He goes, I'm not going to comment on some baseless claims from the internet. Fine. Cool, whatever.
Good answer. Good answer.
Good answer.
And then he continued.
I like that.
Goes, in my opinion,
God.
he goes, in my opinion, we have the safest locker room in all of pro wrestling. Mind you, when he fired Punk, he said
he was afraid for his life. Yeah, I was afraid for my life.
Yes.
But don't worry, guys, it's safe. You fucking idiot.
Yeah. Yeah, this is...
Dude, I hope CM Punk pulls that quote in a lawsuit.
Seriously, I hope so.
So, which one is it, Mr. Khan? It was both.
Yeah. So there's that. So yeah, AEW's World's End happened. A couple of great things happened. Edge and I was gonna say Edge and Christian, but yeah, Edge and Christian. Pretty much stole the show from what I saw. They did Edge and Christian stuff because they're crazy Canadians. That's pretty much what happened. Edge powerbombed Christian through a table on fire, which is the big spot.
Nice.
Yeah, he went back to WrestleMania. He went back to WrestleMania 22.
What did we say he threw him through the table though?
Listen, I didn't watch it.
I saw the footage. I saw the footage. It was barely. I saw it on Twitter, and I was like,
Edge and Christian had the match they probably thought about when they were children, is exactly what happened. So AEW's World's End, definitely go check that out.
Yo, good for Samoa Joe.
No, congratulations to Samoa Joe. Yeah. He finally needs to be he deserved to be the head of a brand. I mean, he was the head of NXT for a very, very long time, 3-time NXT champion.
Yes.
But no, good for Samoa Joe. I will, because this is going to be good, because now you get Samoa Joe at the top of the card in AEW without the WWE filter. So we're going to get a very visceral Samoa Joe.
Spicy promo.
Yeah, we're going to get a spicy Samoa Joe, and that's the best Samoa Joe. Like when he...
Yeah, do you want to throw some grades on MJF's run? MJF's title run.
Okay.
He had the belt for a while, but here's the thing: like
he is the longest reigning champion in AEW history.
I think. Oh, great! Private Party's back. That's just what AEW needs. I think MJF is a phenomenal star, phenomenally talented, and a lot of things aren't his fault. But if you look at the numbers, just in attendance and financials and everything else when it comes to like AEW. It kind of tanked under his title run. Like, if you go before his title run, AEW was a really good company with a good fan base and had a lot of momentum. He won the belt, and it just went to fucking shit. Like, not his fault, but it did happen when he was on top.
That's true.
Yeah, that is something that would go against him a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a tad bit.
You know what I think it was too?
It's like Diesel's run. It's like, yeah, you were a champion, but the business, the company sucks.
Yeah, it's one of those things too as well where I get you can't be a heel the whole time and you want to turn face and you try to tell a story, but like for me, maybe because I'm also from Long Island and I know Long Island douchebag when I see it and MJF fits the mold.
Yeah.
I can't. He's not a believable babyface to me.
Absolutely not.
No,
nothing you can do. You can bro out with Adam Cole all you want. You are not a believable babyface. And he tried.
No.
I will give it to MJF. He tried. He tried really hard.
Yeah.
Yes. He had a little bit of a theater kid in him trying really hard, but like I just was never sold on it. I actually thought he was going to turn on Adam Cole.
He is. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It would have made sense to do that too, but as far as his run goes, the babyface portion just didn't. I mean, it did what it needed to do, but he will always to me be the heel that would just like is a complete smartass that is just shitting on the crowd every chance he gets and literally is in his bag when it comes to promos. In ring work, not even mad at it. He does what he's supposed to do and he gets the job done. But yeah, I agree with both of you. He is just that heel.
Yeah, he is
that guy as a heel.
He's a younger, a little bit better in shape Roddy Piper.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong.
That's not a bad thing.
That night after, if Cody Rhodes wins the belt at WrestleMania and gives a promo on Monday Night Raw the next night,
MJF better show up.
Guess who's debuting? No, he's gonna be MJF with way better theme music.
I don't know.
I almost did his theme song, but
I
no,
like
his
I
like that theme.
That theme song goes hard, man.
I hate it.
You turn that. But the second you hear it, though, you get the reaction.
It needs more bass, but I understand.
The second it comes,
it needs more.
It comes on
music. Good instruments. It needs something.
Yeah, so
it needs more cowbell.
It'll be interesting where MJF shows up, and interesting where AEW goes after it now that one of their pillars isn't there for the time being. If he's even a pillar, who knows? Who else is someone else who's not going to be there at all anymore after over 30 years in the business as one of Vince McMahon's right hands? Kevin Dunn announced his retirement of.
What a picture!
It's honestly, it's the best one I found. It's the best one I found.
Dude, you should have done the jackass Kevin Dunn.
I don't know if yeah.
Rest in peace, Kevin.
There's
Dunn.
also another Kevin Dunn that's an actor as well. But again, best picture I found of him. Kevin Dunn, after over 30 years in the business as Vince's right hand.
Well, that's Ryan Dunn. Sorry, Ryan Dunn.
Yeah. There's a Kevin Dunn that's an actor.
There you go.
But yes, Kevin Dunn, after 30 years in the business, over 30 years in business as Vince McMahon's right hand and the executive producer of television, global television for all WWE products. He announced his retirement. There was a push to get him to stay through Mania, but the big thing for him was after the merger, he didn't want to work for anybody that wasn't named Vince McMahon. So be it. What you need to understand about Kevin Dunn, besides the fact that a lot of people dislike the way that he produced the product with a bunch of cuts in recent years of his time of cutting back and forth and back and forth and back and forth between matches, is that no matter what you say about Kevin Dunn has been around in WWE since before the first episode of Monday Night Raw. The images, the pictures that you see of your version of WWE growing up and currently has the Kevin Dunn influence whether you like it or not. He has literally shaped the pro wrestling world, and everybody is pretty much trying to either modify it or do something similar. So with that, we have to give Kevin Dunn his accolades. You can rip on him all you want, but...
Yeah, no, you're 100% right.
Fact of the matter is,
fucking man, dude.
Fact of the matter is, he created the image you see of pro wrestling that has been shown for decades at this point. Is it probably time for him to go? Probably. He's been there 30 plus years. He's probably like close to 70 or something now. Go retire. Have someone else take it over.
Probably rich as fuck.
And he's probably loaded.
He's like, I don't want to work for anyone other than Vince McMahon, but I will stay for the merger and get fucking paid.
That's what probably happened. The merger happened because that's what happened to a lot of WWE execs. The merger happened, they got paid, and they said, "I'm gone."
Yeah.
So
they got their check and they just bounced.
Exactly.
And for I mean, for most of us, I mean, as much as I've ripped on Kevin Dunn throughout the years as a podcaster, you know, I will give the man his flowers. What we got in our childhoods is what he created and what he gave to us. He gave us the Attitude Era. He gave us the freaking. As much as like you want to rip on him, you can't, because he gave us that imagery. He gave us those stories. Like, he put those stories to us every single week. You just have to give the man his respect.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, what are your thoughts on Mr. Dunn?
Now go retire and be gone so we can make things happen over here. You thought it was.
I want to know what he's looking at to make this face in this picture.
I don't even want. Oh my god.
He's like, ooh, that cake's wearing a thong.
Zoom in, camera guy. Zoom in.
Now cut.
Come back.
He's like, yeah, that R-Truth joke is really funny.
Now I just get back to ripping him. You know,
this show needs more R-Truth.
Yeah, I will say that
this show needs more R-Truth.
Listen, every show, R-Truth's amazing right now. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
I love how much TV time.
Is he legitimately in Judgment Day though? I need to know this.
No.
Okay, good.
Makes him great. That makes him great. He pulled he I forgot who he tagged with. He tagged with The Miz. So they did awesome. They did Awesome Truth on Monday.
Yeah.
And then he went up against
beautiful.
JD and Dom.
And
So freaking Miz had Dom was holding Dom's arms, and fucking R-Truth goes, "I'm sorry, I love you." And fucking he pulled a Ric Flair and Shawn Michaels. He's
oh my god,
amazing. And so from what back to Kevin Dunn in the R-Truth era. From what we've seen, they've already started making changes. Kevin Dunn's gone. Like as of he's been gone.
Yeah, he's probably
Yeah.
So
gone.
it's very interesting what occurred, how they started out Raw, which should remind you, Will, of when we went to see Evolve. So they started out Raw this Monday with Michael Cole and Barrett in the ring.
Yeah, that was weird.
I was like, this is
Did they?
Yeah, Michael Cole and Barrett were in the ring with mics addressing the crowd and the television audience, talking about welcome to Raw, and here are the matches that we have, and here are the events that are coming on, which reminded me
hell yes.
Which reminded me a lot of how
Yes.
Gabe Sapolsky ran Evolve, which I miss every freaking day. I would be in Evolve all day, every day if I could.
It's also what Vince and Lawler were doing in the 90s.
Yeah. So it's
Didn't
They'd be at ringside,
ECW
though.
do it too? At times.
Yeah, Joey Styles. Joey Styles.
did
Yeah.
that.
ECW shows a kick off Joey Styles in the ring.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's interesting how that's going to be. Michael Cole also, on a side note, as permanently on Raw now. We're giving Kevin and Corey SmackDown. So Michael Cole's not going back and forth. So sorry about that, folks.
Oh, so they got rid of Kevin Patrick?
No.
Oh,
Kevin Patrick's on SmackDown.
Kevin Patrick is going to make SmackDown.
Fuck me, dude. He's so bad.
But here's the question though: who can truly be the second to Michael Cole?
Nobody.
Well, nobody.
I mean, the second.
Nobody, yeah. Once Cole
I'm sure somebody
retires,
will say
who's
Big
going to take
Joseph,
over?
but
I do like Vic Joseph. Vic Joseph does a very good
maybe.
job.
I think Vic Joseph's the next in
Booker
line.
T,
Vic
though.
Joseph. I love Booker T. I don't care what anybody says.
See, he's color though. He's color.
he's
Corey goes to color.
Yeah, he does that.
Yeah.
But we're talking about
Play-by-play is
telling the
very,
story?
very different.
Now, Vic
You're telling the story.
Vic Joseph is very good at what he does in NXT. Very good.
Yes.
I mean, Morrow
Absolutely.
needs to come back from it. Morrow now, he can't do it.
Oh,
No,
God, please.
actually, the big thing was Vince being in a zero time. Morrow could come back.
Vince, I mean, I think he also didn't like the road, right? Was it just Vince?
I think it was Vince, maybe a little bit of the road, but like I could.
It was
Morrow back on SmackDown
partially
would be
Vince,
brilliant.
partially JBL.
Yeah, Morrow mentally just couldn't handle the job, which I don't blame him. It's a tough. It's a tough.
I think the
gig.
transition means you move, if they get rid of Kevin Patrick, you move Vic Joseph up and you bring Morrow to NXT.
Yeah.
If Morrow wants
to.
That's if he decides.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would love to see
he
it. Though.
was so good. I still every now and then will watch that video of him reacting at Takeover to the ladder match. Well, that whole card, the takeover New Orleans,
Oh my god,
where
yeah.
he's just losing his fucking mind for like 3
Anything
hours.
Gargano Ciampa, I mean, he just like that was brilliance at its finest, man.
So
Hello, Cole. Hello, Cole. Hello, Cole. Hello, Cole. Oh my God, no.
It's amazing. I love
just
every moment of it.
Legend.
All right, but let's move on from Kevin Dunn and WWE, but to more WWE and Will's thing that I had to text him about as soon as it happened. The Great One returned to Raw. It's because he was already in California at the Rose Bowl promoting the UFL Spring Football League, but he showed up after Triple H had tweeted out that a former WWE champion was going to make their return to Monday Night Raw, and that it was Jinder Mahal, which was the greatest troll job ever.
Dude, the crowd is going.
Nah. Wait. Okay,
So good.
Yeah.
So
I don't watch Raw often, so literally Jinder Mahal showed up and they were just like, really?
Dude, the crowd all at once just went.
It's audible. It was audible.
Oh god,
so funny.
I mean, I despise the Jinder Mahal title run as much as anyone, but yeah, that's the reaction I expect.
That was a once-in-a-generation title run. Don't hinder Jinder.
It was.
I will always hinder the Jinder. That was garbage.
So funny. Dude, I gotta get that collective. I put a sound for it.
I gotta find that video now. I gotta find that on YouTube. Is that on YouTube?
Funny.
Yes, it is. The full segment's on YouTube, I believe.
It was a long segment, dude, because Jinder's out there talking for like almost 3 minutes.
And I think
like,
The Rock was messing with him. He was like, "Yeah, keep going.
Just wait, just wait." Like Jinder was like running out of things to say.
Yeah.
Like, dude, he started like shit. He was literally talking. He quoted the national anthem in Punjabi. He's like, "You know what you just booed? You just booed your own national anthem," which would have made me boo hard. It's like, who gives a shit? This is America.
I will say the best reaction that I saw, there was a camera on Samantha Irvin when The Rock.
Oh my god, when The Rock's music hit, she lost it, dude. I love how she's becoming famous. She's so likable.
Yeah, she is awesome. She was on America's Got Talent too. If you see some like old videos of her, like she's actually like wildly talented. It's kind of scary.
I love how everyone has a different announcement to it. It's The Miz. Like she does everyone just a little bit differently.
They don't do that anymore. They don't do that anymore. Higher up said no, we don't.
I think that was a one-time thing, and that higher up was like, "What the hell are you doing?" Because there was such a vitriol backlash.
It was so funny. Like it didn't bother me.
I love that stuff though. I love that it just gives that uniqueness to a wrestler. Yes. It just makes sense.
So The Rock came back after Jinder Mahal's valiant return.
And called him a dude. Dude, he got the green light to swear a lot. He said douchebag, bitch, bastard.
It was the 10 o'clock hour. They got away with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So The Rock does what he does. Rock bottom, people's elbow, all that stuff. Dwayne Johnson still doesn't know where the hard cam is, but whatever.
How does he still not know?
He did the people's elbow on the wrong freaking side.
That is an SAT question now. How does he not know?
So then The Rock says he's going to go out. He's going to go out to Day 94 for a second. He was like, I'm going to buy out a bar for everybody to show up. I was like, that would have been fucking wild. And then he talks about, should he sit at a booth? Should he sit at the bar? Or should he sit at the head of a table? And everybody freaking lost it. And that's what I told Will. I was like, Will, your WrestleMania dreams might be coming true. I also texted Charles that as well. So it is out there in the WWE Ether universe. The Rock wants to face Roman Reigns, not only for the head of the table, but for the undisputed WWE Universal Heavyweight Championship. I'm going to defer to you really quickly, Mr. YLP. When do we get Rock versus Roman?
If we're being brutally honest, they should have done it in 25 days. If we're being brutally honest.
At the Rumble?
It's a big four.
At the Rumble.
Big four would make sense.
The way I've been thinking about it in my head for the longest time, like Rumble was it just made sense to have Rock versus Roman, because you were not going to do it at WrestleMania 40. As much as I would have loved to see it, and much as it would have been a solid match, that's not WrestleMania worthy to me, because we got other things to think about for Mania with Roman and everything. But now, because they're not doing they're not going to do Rock Reigns at Royal Rumble. I'm assuming because, like I said, I haven't watched Raw. So
No, you got Randy Roman.
Or that was already announced, wasn't it?
That was announced 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot.
Is Chamber?
Honestly, I
wait,
forgot
what's next?
Randy
Wait,
came
what's
back.
yeah? What's next month's pay per view? Is that Berlin?
No. Bash and
That's after Mania. That's Backlash.
Okay.
So just you got Rumble, you have Chamber, and then
Yeah.
Mania. You got 3.
I mean, if you're not doing a Chamber, what are we doing?
You know, you also have NXT Vengeance Day because that could also happen at that show. It's not going to happen. I'm just saying.
Please God, no.
Yo, this is a WrestleMania match. You guys gotta remember. You're thinking storyline. What makes sense for storyline? Yet the company just prints money. This needs the biggest stage possible, and that's WrestleMania 40. There's no bigger stage in a milestone WrestleMania. This is happening in Mania, so it just is. It just makes the most money for everybody.
So, number one, hi Smiley, welcome to the show. I know you're a little late, but thank you for joining. So here's the thing: WrestleMania is turning 40. It's already cemented as a top 10 sporting event in the world. Cities already bid on it. It makes it like top 10 sporting event in the world. That's compared to, the Super Bowl, the World Series, the NBA Finals, the NHL Stanley Cup playoff finals as well. It already prints money. Cities already bid on it. And with the roster that WWE has today, you actually don't need The Rock to do a match in Philadelphia for WrestleMania. The show, the spectacle already prints itself. Wrestling's already at an all-time high. Also, The Rock's like 51. And I don't know if anybody saw him once he hit that once he finished doing all of his moves and stuff, he was winded. He was gassed.
Even though he's jacked to the gills.
He's jacked, but he doesn't have cardio.
Yeah.
He's gassed. He was very, very gassed. I also put into consideration the fact that The Rock has been on a promotional tour with the UFL because he's still an owner of the merged USFL and XFL, whose first game is going to be March 30th, about a week before WrestleMania comes in. I think the best thing for everybody involved, because I saw how The Rock was with the XFL and how hands-on he was with that. And you also have to consider that WWE is now expanding a lot of their premium live events. They experimented with it last year, but they're going to go full-fledged ahead with it with international markets for first times ever. We obviously had Puerto Rico. We had Montreal last year. And we had London last year as well.
That was a run.
Yeah. This year, we are getting Australia, Berlin. They created a new premium live event for freaking Germany. Okay. And
Berlin.
France. I think
and more Saudi shows.
And they're still in the contract with that. Yes.
For a few more years, and they're gonna renew it.
Probably because they're getting crap tons of money.
Please God, no. Please no.
Money talks, dude.
No, they're gonna do it. They're gonna seriously.
And those shows have gotten
It's money. Yeah. It's
so you put that all together. I think
bro.
from a business standpoint, WWE says, "Hey, we're gonna crush WrestleMania like we always do, because there's nothing bigger than that in all of pro wrestling." But we need to dominate these international markets, because I think there's a plan here, because they're going to expand, as Triple H has said years ago, with this whole concept he called global localization. And he needs to create these markets,
aka I guess globalization.
Yeah, yeah. He tried to make it sound fancy.
We're gonna bring these countries to market. I mean
wrestling. So I think what it is, I think if you get Rock Roman at the Elimination Chamber as your main event, The Rock gets to prepare for this, because it's in February. The Rock gets to prepare for this. He then can leave, start doing his promotion for the UFL Football League, and you still have, a build to WrestleMania where everybody can where you can start to build to that without The Rock being this kind of thing in a way, because you still have the Cody thing. There's been talks about Roman doing 2 nights because Roman doesn't need a championship belt, which I kind of agree, but you're not gonna have Roman drop before Mania and then have him go up against The Rock,
absolutely, or
something like that. And I wouldn't want to put Roman on both main event nights, because then you're gonna get an angrier Seth Rollins. Seth is already angry as it is.
Yeah, Roman doesn't have Roman also doesn't have 2 belts
Yeah.
anymore, so it doesn't make sense for him to do both nights. And I also don't want him to do both nights. I wouldn't mind if Rock cost him a title at Rumble.
I've heard
and
that
then
too.
he won on the face him at Mania. That honestly wouldn't bother me.
I've also seen the idea of Deonna Purrazzo showed up in AEW. Good for her.
Good for her.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah, she burned a lot of bridges in WWE anyways.
Which means Sasha is not.
Sasha Banks WWE return confirmed.
She's winning the Rumble, dude.
Yeah, yes, please.
Why not?
Yeah, dude, she wins. Dude, her and Rhea is going to be incredible.
I will tell you this right now. The Women's Rumble this year is going to be amazing.
It's a toss-up, dude. It's such a toss-up.
I'm ready.
I'm telling you,
I'm so ready for
here's
it.
my prediction right now. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when AJ Lee comes back.
Yeah,
that's going to be the shock of the
century.
Give her
Rumble. Let her do the Rumble.
So, but going back to The Rock, I'm okay with actually, it'd be a crazy thing, but you kind of had to flip the story in some way if you did a number triple threat Roman Rock Cody.
Oh no.
It's a lot.
No.
It's a lot.
It's too much. It's too much.
It's just Cody's meddling in family business though, because the story you gotta make Cody Rhodes fit into the bloodline story. Yeah. Which I don't know how you do that when it's all about I'm the head of the table. No, I'm the head of the table.
No,
right?
I
be the head of the table. No.
Yeah, you get like a Sami Zayn situation.
It doesn't make sense. But to your point about WrestleMania doesn't need it, Ricky. Like I agree with you.
Yeah.
Does WrestleMania need The Rock? No, it's gonna make a boatload of money anyway. It's just gonna make more money with the Rock because how much merch they're gonna push at Access with The Rock.
You mean all the merch that you're gonna buy?
Yeah, that sounds
right. you know me.
Are they bring back the Boots to Ashes t-shirts? We need those quickly.
But yeah, like there's no doubt in my mind this is going to if it's happening because it's all about the Rock's schedule, right? It's not even.
That's also true.
If it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen at WrestleMania. I could see Rock going, dude, I'm not going to Australia. That's a long ass flight. Not a goddamn chance.
Yeah.
And I could see him being like, there's no way it can go happen in Rumble so soon because Randy's already booked. So it's just not. It's just not in the cards.
Yeah, I think
it has to be Mania.
Nah, it won't be SummerSlam. Too late. I think because I don't think Roman holds till SummerSlam. But the other thing that I think we also need to consider, I think UFL's like camps and stuff start like a couple of days after Elimination Chamber. So we're gonna stick with the theory. The Rock wants to be really involved in the spring football league that he's been cultivating for the last couple of years. He can do Elimination Chamber, be done with that, and then just focus on this football league, and it all kind of works out.
It just makes sense.
The other thing also to consider, because Will and I, we've talked about this forever too, where does WrestleMania fall in their financial reports?
It's in, what's the date? It's April
7th, I believe.
It's Q2.
Because we talked about sometimes it falls in Q2, sometimes it falls in Q1. So
it's usually in Q2. If it's in March, it's in Q1. Yeah. If it's in April, it's
That's
Q2.
What I think. The Rock being in a Q1 premium live event will make their earnings look strong for 2 parts of the year.
Yeah, what they should do is make it the 30th and the 1st. Both quarters.
And split the revenue.
Perfect.
And so that'll be crazy. So who knows when The Rock's going to show up? He's going to be around for a while. And it's going to be really fun when The Rock and Roman finally go face to face with each other. That's going to be a
Roman tweeted this like the laughing emoji to end the video.
It's already begun. It's the
promos though are going to be crazy.
It's already begun.
I think the promos between those two will be solid.
I feel bad for Cody though. Like I legitimately, I would.
Yeah, everybody feels bad for
I'm
Cody.
Totally happy with Rock Cody too. Like I am 100% cool with that as a main event. I would love to see The Rock. Don't get me wrong, but I am totally happy with The Rock of Mania with Roman and Cody. Absolutely 100%.
Yeah, so let's move forward here because we are gonna get into a lot of Wrestle Kingdom. Very very.
Is this Wrestle Kingdom?
No, this is not Wrestle Kingdom. What you're seeing here is the graphic from a TNA promo video that they came out.
I gotta go.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
I'll
talk about it with Mr. Wild.
You're gonna leave me here.
He's got shit to do. Anywho, so TNA came out with this video package saying that they are rebranding. They are rebranding their pay-per-views to Premium Live events. So TNA will no longer be producing pay-per-views. They are going to be producing premium live events. Now, Mr. YLP, why that is so interesting to me is that WWE also has the similar branding of premium live events and not pay-per-view. So why would TNA mimic WWE, especially considering a couple years ago they had that very soft working partnership with AEW, which ended up just being AEW just milking them for all they could and not giving TNA anything to work off of. To be completely honest with you, you also have to put into consideration this other thing too, Mr. YLP, is this thing. And tomorrow or Thursday, Peacock is holding a special 2024 preview for WWE. Okay, that's what they're doing. That is what they're putting together. It's going to preview the whole year, what they have in store. And on top of that, Triple H is going to make a special announcement on the show that everybody has a lot of speculation about, doesn't have to deal with TNA. It would make sense to me that TNA is mimicking WWE for a specific reason, and Triple H will discuss it on this special, which is going to be airing on Peacock. There is already speculation that Naomi, Trinity Fatu, may be returning to WWE. There is speculation that Naomi may show up at the Rumble as the Impact, as the Knockouts champion, a la Mickie James did a couple of years ago, because they also owed Mickie that. There is also the speculation, and I'm really glad you're sitting down for this, Mr. YLP, and don't choke on that cookie when I tell you this. There are also the speculation of Worlds Collide. Worlds Collide featuring TNA and WWE as a possible speculatory thing. So the big question is, it's twofold for you, Mr. YLP, but I need you to answer. Why is TNA moving to the premium live event model in branding, and does it have anything to do with Triple H's announcement that's going to happen very, very soon?
First and foremost, those cookies were absolutely delicious.
I bet they were.
Shout out Miss YLP for the cookies. Chocolate covered cookies one time. Whew, that's a lot.
I was also trying to waste time because I was going to be in the bathroom for a while, I think.
Yeah, fair enough. No, yeah, I saw this about a day or so ago, and then I saw the news about Naomi possibly coming back to WWE. And my first thought was, I'm like, hold on, fam. She is the current reigning and defending Knockouts champion of the world. And now you're talking about premium live events and all this stuff.
Damn good champion at that, by the way.
You know what? Damn right. Let's not get that twisted. But, yeah, I mean, if we're talking Worlds Collide between WWE and TNA, sign me the F up. I don't know what your cursing limit is here, so I'm not trying to go buck wild today.
I mean, you're doing a good job.
Just
you're
put
doing
that
a
out
good job.
there. I'm trying. I'm really trying right now. You know me well enough to know I'm like...
I appreciate the consideration. I appreciate the consideration.
I am trying. But no, if we're talking Worlds Collide, I mean, I would be all for it because there could be a lot of matches for that card. We're talking a lot.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing...
I mean, we could buy some...
Yeah, the other thing that we also have to consider is that Triple H, via Shawn Michaels and Regal and NXT, have already kind of dipped their hand in the IWC's version of Forbidden Door, which was mentioned on NXT New Year's Evil last night. Regal's son, which I forgot what his name is in NXT. Charlie Dempsey. Sorry, thank you for that. Charlie Dempsey was chosen by NXT Brass, aka his father, to compete in the All Japan Pro Wrestling Triple Crown. It's a tournament, correct?
If they're talking about the Triple Crown, I believe it's the Triple Crown Championship over there, held by one. Let me see if I remember this correctly. Natsuhiko Nakajima, who holds the Triple Crown right now. So it would have been like a match for him to face Nakajima for the title.
Yeah, so that is already in the works currently. That's why Charlie Dempsey was
not an NXT. He's on excursion right now, actually over in Japan.
Yeah, so that's already good. So it would make sense that this would be the next step. It also would make sense that potentially we would get a Worlds Collide NXT versus Impact Superstars, which kind of seems unbalanced, but when you look at the styles that both of these brands do, they're very similar in nature. With a lot of the vets on Impact, they could really teach a lot of his NXT. And I love the NXT roster. I'm not gonna lie. There's crazy amount.
Femi though.
That man's a that man's a monster.
Effing
There's a crazy amount.
Give that man 2 years. I promise you, he will be champion.
He's the next.
That man is. All I had to see was one match out of him, his first match, and I'm just like, I saw his look, I saw his theme, I saw how the way he gets down, and I'm just like, that man's gonna be champion in a couple years.
His ceiling,
just gonna put that.
His ceiling is Brock Lesnar.
Mm-hmm.
He's a Black Brock.
Has the look for it.
He's Black Brock. So when you think of the Worlds Collide thing, it's always been an NXT thing. So if we were to do Worlds Collide. And with NXT and Impact, I think that's a brilliant idea for everybody. And honestly, the more I see what Impact is doing, from their rebranding to all of their stuff, I really want to watch a lot more Impact now. I'm very interested, in what they're doing.
Well, actually, no, we call it. Is it officially?
My fault.
It's back to TNA?
I keep on switching back and forth. It's gonna be. It's officially TNA.
It's TNA.
It is officially TNA.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean.
Oh, good. I didn't miss a TNA conversation.
I've been pontificating. So I will fill you in right now about this. TNA came out with a video saying that they're going to rebrand from pay-per-views to premium live events.
Oh, I did hear about that.
Okay.
That's pretty funny.
So also
too good.
WWE as part of their part of their week or whatever, they're doing a special tomorrow on Peacock where it's called the 2024 preview. We're going to preview the whole year of WWE. On that show, Triple H is going to have some sort of major announcement. The speculation is that it's going to involve TNA. Because why in the hell would they rebrand the premium live events for no effing reason? There's also speculation that Naomi may be returning, that she might show up at the Rumble as a Knockouts champion. There's also a speculation that we're getting Worlds Collide NXT versus TNA. Soon as well.
Dude. Dude, now we're talking. TNA is
yeah.
TNA is
I just watched Will the entire time, just had like little smirk to being like, oh yeah.
Dude, Triple H is just like, we're gonna treat you like ECW in the 90s.
Oh god.
And by that we're taking all of your talent and paying you 25%.
Trent Seven getting them back.
Yeah, so the big question I was posing,
Dixie Carter was backstage not too long ago.
She was, that is very true.
So
the big question,
imagine if Dixie brokered this deal.
Yeah, right.
Oh god.
It was probably Billy Corgan, right? Or whatever he was.
No, he's the NWA.
He's NWA.
Yeah.
He was like, don't worry, I don't know this match.
So the big question is, why would they switch to premium live events? And is the reason for it something to do with Triple H's announcement coming up tomorrow? That's the question that was posed.
It depends what their model is. Are they doing pay-per-views? Is Lockdown coming back?
Well, it never left. It never left.
Okay,
yeah. It's still a thing.
If so, is it available on pay-per-view or is it on their streaming service or whatever?
TNA Plus is gonna be a
very
thing.
Good question too.
Yeah,
because honestly, dude, it could be as simple as a legal thing. WWE could have changed it because it's technically not pay-per-view. It's not on pay-per-view.
Correct.
So it's misleading and legally inaccurate.
Yeah.
So they premium live event could have been something they were forced to do legally.
That makes sense.
So I have no idea. I'm not a lawyer. And I couldn't, I'm just speculating.
Yeah.
But that would make sense to me. It could be as simple as we can't call it pay-per-view because it's not technically pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did say that because they're doing Hard to Kill. They're doing a double pay-per-view weekend, which TNA does from time to time. It's Hard to Kill Hard to Kill on Saturday, something else on Sunday of next weekend. The Grizzled Young Veteran signed. GYV is with TNA. Hell
yeah.
But they also said they have some sort of major signing coming to TNA as well that same weekend.
R-Truth.
Yeah, right. Honestly, I think
T-Fact.
Why not?
And honestly, knowing the
Former
history,
NWA World Champion.
knowing the history of TNA and how AEW did them so fucking dirty a couple of years ago, it would make sense that they would do like a Worlds Collide with the NXT brand, because that would be amazing to see.
It's like Forbidden Door, but cooler.
Yeah, but more organized.
That would be really cool. I think that'd be huge. I think it's good for both companies, honestly.
If this happens, it makes you want to watch TNA, and I've never said that.
Dude, TNA was the shit.
I've seen some TNA stuff, and
TNA back in the day.
Yeah, I've seen some
TNA. Watching in
TNA.
09.
It's good stuff.
Dude, my first TNA show was the Go Home show for Bound for Glory 2009. Was the first one I ever watched.
Nice.
So
I
think when was I watching it?
Who knows?
Damn.
And Hulk Hogan literally came in. Hulk Hogan and Bischoff literally came in a few months later. Literally, it will be 14 years tomorrow since Hulk Hogan officially joined TNA.
Jesus.
Yeah, January 4th, January 4th, 2010. Isn't that wild?
That is pretty wild.
That's crazy.
That is pretty wild. So, I said, I hope this happens. Our answer to this question will probably be revealed tomorrow. I hope it's Worlds Collide. And I also hope Naomi shows up at the Rumble at the Knockouts champion.
Hell yeah. Why
Dude,
not?
What if a stipulation was like, okay, we'll do this deal, but NXT has to use a six-sided ring. They have to.
Yes. Oh man, I would be all for that. 100%. Give me that six sides.
NXT, 6 sides of steel.
Dude, that would be crazy.
Every match is a cage match.
Suicide comes back.
No, he's doing the opening match for Wrestle Kingdom. Speaking of which, New Japan Pro Wrestling. New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Not in the Rambo.
Yeah. Listen, New Japan Pro Wrestling announced that they are making a change in administration, and there is a new president, Will Tarashak, of New Japan Pro Wrestling, and it is the ace Hiroshi Tanahashi. Yes, one of the biggest names in New Japan Pro Wrestling history. The guy who's done it all is just not as big as Okada, although he is my personal favorite, is Tanahashi. He is now.
Isn't he still wrestling?
He's wrestling. We're going to talk about his match against.
Oh, what could possibly go wrong? This has never gone bad. This has never gone bad forever.
Everything under the sun and then some.
So from what I read, and you can back me up on this, Mr. YLP, was that there was a lot of talk about kicking the former president out, a lot of that being pushed by Kazuchika Okada, who did not want him there.
He ran a mutiny?
Yeah. Okada. I mean, for a while now, and at least from like my point of view in terms of how Okada was just like, yeah, I want him out. There has been a little bit of beef, in a sense, between him and former President Obari-san. And Okada just didn't want him there. At least from what I read in the tea leaves, it's just like Okada would have did kind of, yeah.
Listen, and let's face it. Okada's Undertaker levels of clout in New Japan Pro Wrestling. So I understand if Okada's like, I don't.
It's like Okada,
yeah,
Tanahashi somewhere right in there, and then everybody the fuck else.
Pretty much. So Tanahashi's a good thing.
Yeah.
My question for both of you guys, we'll start with Will, seeing he doesn't watch NJPW at all. We talked about a couple of weeks ago that Okada's going to be a free agent. And he has aspirations of going overseas. Does he stay now?
Anything's possible, man.
His boy's the president.
You can't give someone money, you give him power.
Yeah.
So
his boy's the president.
He could stay, just do him a favor. It's totally possible.
Yeah. What about you, Mr. YLP?
Because for on everything, like Okada's my guy, 100%. I mean, ever since 2016, I've been watching New Japan. The night he actually lost to AJ Styles, the IWGP Heavyweight Championship, and would I be shocked if he left? Yes and no. More so, yes, because he's been that guy. He has been him in New Japan for a very long time. Like, he is, at least to me, and I know it's going to be Tanahashi slander because I know someone likes Tanahashi, but I'm an Okada guy, 100%. He's the real ace of NJPW. It has been and has shown himself to be so for a very long time.
You shut your whore mouth, damn it.
I knew it was gonna get you, Ricky. I love. Don't get me wrong, bro. Tanahashi's my dude. Like, don't get it twisted. But like with me, it's like I came in at a time when Okada was starting to rise and Tanahashi was starting to fall a bit. So you're welcome with that.
I understand.
I wouldn't be surprised if he actually went overseas. It wouldn't surprise me. I think he's done more than enough in New Japan to be like, you know what? I can leave this company and still know it's going to be in good hands. Knowing Tanahashi's the president now, would he stay as a favor? It's possible.
Yeah.
Would I honestly? Yeah, it would totally make sense if he stayed because like he's that guy. And besides that, now not Tanahashi being the president, it kind of worries me a little bit that if Okada did leave, who's going to be that guy going forward?
Well, we're going to answer that question really soon.
Yes, we will.
Really soon, because now it is time for Wrestle Kingdom 18, the 18th annual, or the 17th annual, the 18th iteration. 18th. Yeah, 18th iteration of Wrestle Kingdom, emanating from the Tokyo Dome in Japan. For all intents and purposes, the only thing bigger than Wrestle Kingdom in the world of professional wrestling is WrestleMania. Yeah, it is.
Facts.
Yeah, the only thing.
It's not even debatable.
Yeah, it's not debatable. This is a bucket list event. That if ever I had a crap ton of money, I want to go to.
I'm right there, dude. I'm right there with you, 100%.
And
it's Tokyo Dome.
Yeah, it is.
And the best,
it's kind of like a. It's hard to really see it from the States because it obviously is going live in Japan. So if you're going to watch Wrestle Kingdom live, you're up at like 2:33 in the morning, but you are never disappointed. You are never disappointed if you do watch it live. You're not disappointed if you watch it a couple of days later on a live stream.
I respect you more if you do.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I'll probably be sleeping.
Like their stream, like I will be dead knocked out.
Yeah. So
I will watch it at my leisure, probably Thursday night, maybe Friday, we'll see. But yeah, dude, with Wrestle Kingdom, and for those of you who are not New Japan people, I understand. Allow me to be your Sherpa as much as I possibly can with this. Fun fact, though, I mean, it will always be on January 4th, no matter what the day is, which I personally love. And if it lands on an off day for me, January 4th, regardless
no matter
what day it is, it's going down in the DMs. You can see wrestling on a Tuesday. That's beautiful.
I respect that.
I love that.
I respect that.
Yeah, it gives everybody something, or a hard date that you can go by no matter what.
I'll never forget it. And the fact when I first found out about that, I'm just like, I can just write on my calendar and forget about it.
Pretty much. Yeah. So we're going to go into the Wrestle Kingdom card. We're not going to do the entire card, even though it is a great card. We're about to do 6 of the 10. We've been going at this for a while. So
that's true.
We've got to go on this, but I'm going to try to set the scene with every match card. We're obviously going to start with the main event. The IWGP World Heavyweight Champion features the champion Sanada, the 7th champ in this iteration of the IWGP World Heavyweight belt, going up against Tatsuo Naito, Mr. Fretch's favorite person, as he said in the comments. What I read about this and when I watched the promo package and everything about this is that Naito and Sanada have a very, very big history with each other. They were part of the same tryout, although somebody didn't actually make the tryouts the first time around and was really ticked off about that. That being Naito. Naito also is the winner of this year's G1 Climax, so he automatically gets his title shot against Sanada. These guys have an avid history, but the also thing with Sanada is that even though he's the champion, even though he beat everybody's favorite NJPW star, Kazuchika Okada, not many people really like him. They say like he's great and all, but like but like as like a champion, they're like, oh, I don't know. Like he's great in the ring, but he doesn't, what he does outside of the ring representing NJPW isn't what everybody's cup of tea is, or maybe he doesn't do enough, so on and so forth. It's a little bit ambiguous there. These guys are both recently former IWGP tag champions. They obviously lost it. Naito is still trying to get his moment in the sun at Wrestle Kingdom. We thought he had his moment a couple years ago. Then some guy named Kenta came back and kicked his face off, and his moment was ruined. So this is a class of people who are familiar with each other. Naito, a little bit more of a fan favorite. Sanada, kind of a polarizing, you're kind of boring type dude. Pretty much is what it is. So, Mr. YLP, this is the reason you're on the show. This is your expertise, obviously. Who do you have here and why?
Before I make my pick, and I have been mulling this over since Naito won the G1. That's how much I love these two guys. These were two guys who were in Los Ingobernables de Japón.
That is correct.
One of the dopest factions in the game, hands down, and you can't tell me different.
And Sanada's now with J5G, right?
Yeah, just 5 guys, and that's a weird funky click in and of itself.
But just the absolute greatest faction name ever. Just 5 guys.
5 guys.
What a WWE creative faction moment, right?
Yeah. When I first heard, that, yeah, holy crap. Yeah. Oh man. But I mean, this is a story between 2 guys who are in LIJ and who have fought together, stood by each other, winning big matches. I mean, Sanada in his own right was always like that mid-card dude. And a lot of people, and like you said, Ricky, were not big on like Sanada being the guy. I've seen that so many times. Now, to me, Sanada could be the guy. I could really see that happening with Sanada. This is a story that was 18 years of destiny from the beginning. And to see this actually taking place, to see Sanada and Naito as the main event, gives me a lot of joy. Seeing 2 guys that used to be in LIJ, Sanada now pretty much says goodbye to LIJ and starts J5G, and now these 2 are coming to a head. You give me Naito though, because, and for one reason and one reason only, he will have his moment in the sun, as he said it in the promo. He wants to defend the championship at Mazda Stadium. To him, that would be his moment in the sun.
Okay, so before you continue with that, I know you're picking Naito. What is the significance of Mazda Stadium for him?
Well, now I haven't really delved deep into that personally, so I'm not gonna try to spit BS to y'all. But at least from what the viewpoint I see it is just like, I believe that either that's his hometown or that's like his the one place he's really wanted to compete in.
Okay, so it's like an MJF wanted to compete at the Coliseum. I understand.
Kind of thing like that. It's kind of sort of thing like that. And and don't get me wrong, Sanada's a good champion. He's not a great champion. Naito to me is a great champion, and I think giving him this moment, this whole championship match in and of itself, and the way they've built it up to get to this point, and this was even before he won the G1. It just everything was leading to Sanada Naito, but I'm taking Naito to take the championship and hopefully not do what he used to do with the Intercontinental Championship and throw it up in the air and let it fall to the ground.
Yeah, so my whole thing is, Sanada, you can't have a boring champion with a new president. You're going to go with Naito. I think the call is Naito here. Will Tarashak, I know you don't know any of these guys, although I think we both saw Naito at the G1 Climax at MSG, but who do you got?
I got Sanada, because...
Why not, right?
He has a title. He retains.
Why not, right? No, I get it.
Keep it or does he drop it? Fuck it, he keeps it.
That works out. That works out perfect. All right, let's move on to one of the biggest matches, one of the biggest rematches in modern pro wrestling history. Kazuchika Okada versus Bryan Danielson, known as Daniel Bryan for some people. Seen here with both eyes, although he will not be wrestling with both eyes. He still wears that freaking stupid eye patch. But it's part of the story here. As you guys first know, Okada and Danielson faced off at AEW's Forbidden Door in Toronto, where Mr. Fretz was at. Bryan Danielson made Okada tap out for the first time in over 7 years. Okay. In that same match, Bryan Danielson broke his arm and continued to wrestle for 10 more minutes. They then had a follow-up match, a tag team match on AEW TV, where, due to a Rainmaker, Bryan Danielson got his orbital bone broken by Okada.
As it happens.
Yes, hence the eye
I
patch. Yeah, hence
Going for chest,
hence
hit
the eye
eye.
patch. Now, Bryan Danielson already has one victory over Okada. This has been a big thing for Bryan Danielson he's ever wanted to do. He's said, along with main eventing WrestleMania, he's always wanted to do Wrestle Kingdom and the Tokyo Dome. He's always wanted to face Okada. He has the win over Okada. Okada essentially is trying to get a lick back here. The other thing to consider is, number one, Okada is a free agent with, as we said, aspirations to maybe go overseas. But Okada has also said, I don't know if Okada has said this, but I know Danielson has also said this, but I believe neither of these guys will be full-time performers in the near future. They're getting a little bit up in age. Okada himself is an attraction, but I do not foresee these guys, especially Bryan Danielson, being full-time performers within 2 years at all. These will be part-time attraction guys, so be happy we're
Okada might be full-time. Danielson, I 100% agree with you.
Yeah, be happy that we're gonna get this now, because it may never happen again. So the big question, Will Tarashak, because I know you know both of these guys, and we've seen both of these guys. Who do you have, Bryan Danielson or Kazuchika Okada?
Dude, you gotta give it to Okada.
Yeah, I think so too.
Dude, it's his house, it's his company. Bryan Danielson is technically an outsider, and if you want Okada to stay, you don't lose. What do you mean, crazy? Then again, if you know he's leaving, fuck him, pin him clean.
Listen,
3 minutes.
Listen, we also have to remember Okada put over Bronson Reed.
That's true.
So let's
not get that.
You didn't tell me that.
That's a thing.
Yeah, Bronson Reed got fired from WWE. He went over to Japan. Okada put him over. Was just like, whoa. Everybody was like, what?
Yeah. Everybody woke up real quick once that happened. They were like, wait, that happened.
And then Triple H resigned him. He was like,
not too long after.
Hold on a second, pal. You need to come back. So I think you. Listen, I think the money here is Okada gets it. Okada gets this back. You get 1-1. You got to have a tiebreaker. You're doing a trilogy here. This has to be a trilogy.
Yeah.
I think the trilogy.
I
think that
definitely.
I think the trilogy finishes 6 months from now at All In Wembley Stadium.
Yeah, probably.
I think you have to. You got to get it while the iron's hot. They put on a classic at Forbidden Doors, a great match. You can do 2 out of 3 at Wembley, and I think Taylor Roofoff. Have that be the special main. I think so. Who do you got here, Mr. YLP?
Because it's definitely Okada. It's 100% Okada, and for a bit of time I had Danielson taking it, but I think now with Tanahashi being president and all that good stuff, I think this is a chance for Okada just to get a dub, and this is going to be an absolute banger from bell to bell, and I'm just here for it. I don't even care. It's one of those matches where I don't care who wins. I just want to see them go at it.
Yeah, this is clearly
that's how I feel.
This is a both these guys match. Both these guys.
In Tokyo Dome, full crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, you sold me with that.
Yeah,
just that match alone, you didn't need to give me anything else besides Sanada and Naito for the title. This match alone is what you want to watch.
Yeah, this is the match before the main event. This booking is wild. Gato be tripping. This booking is absolutely wild. Moving on to this match, it's a triple threat match for, wait for it, Will, the IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship.
Here to explain, Ricky, how this went down?
Yes, Alex, let me explain it to you guys right now. So this is they are merging 2 belts. So remember a couple years ago, the IWGP came out with the United States Championship. A very fine-looking belt, by the way.
Love that belt.
Very beautiful-looking belt. It was held by the likes of Jon Moxley, Kenny Omega, and then Kenny Omega lost that Forbidden Door to Will Ospreay, who quickly got the United States title and then said, you know what? I'm gonna soft rebrand this and call it the United Kingdom Championship. Okay, and now he's walking around with the same belt with two different flags on it. He's running around. He has some unfinished business with Moxley, and then out of nowhere, David Finlay of the Bullet Club, yes, Finlay. Okay,
Finlay.
Finlay, yeah, David Finlay or Finlay, because it's kind of the same lineage. Interrupts, attacks Will Ospreay, and takes a sledgehammer to both belts. Okay, literally beats these belts down because David Finlay wants to just see the world burn. And so the booker said, you know what? We're going to put the IWGP US and UK titles, kind of do this merger and create the IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship. And this is the inaugural match to deem who the winner is. That is the story of this match. The idea of when the press release from New Japan is said, although the IWGP Heavyweight Championship is what people come to Japan for, the Global Heavyweight Championship will be defended around the world and represent New Japan everywhere they go.
I'm sure it will.
so it's an
good luck with that.
It's an okay.
New Japan.
Yeah, it's okay looking belt. Mind you, folks, the AEW has a working partnership with New Japan. Will Ospreay is going to sign officially with AEW once his contract was up in New Japan in February.
Still do New Japan days.
And still do he's going to be at AEW full time. His contract's up in New Japan in February. Finlay, obviously, a part already of Bullet Club and full time in New Japan. Jon Moxley does whatever the hell Jon Moxley wants to do. This is a triple threat. It's a freaking toss up for me. For me, I will say, I would be shocked, absolutely shocked if David Finlay wins this title. I would be shocked. Although it sets up because the story is between Moxley and Ospreay. However, I'm going to go with the safe bet. I think Ospreay, since he's going over to AEW, and since they want to keep that working relationship, he shows up as the New Japan Global Heavyweight Champion, the IWGP Global Heavyweight Champion. Who do you got, Mr. YLP?
Before I even make my pick, there's just two things that are just messing with me right now. Bullet Club's just gotten weird as of late, haven't they?
Bullet Club's been weird.
I'm throw that out. It's been weird, but it's like with David Finlay at the helm of it, for some reason for me, it's just gone a little bit downward for some reason.
I'll ruin it for you right now, and I'm gonna piss off a lot of people. I don't care. The Elite ruined the Bullet Club.
Ooh, that's a hot take.
The Elite.
That's a hot take.
The Elite ruined the Bullet Club. Go ahead, Mr. Wild.
You're not wrong either. That's the sad part. And the second bit, when the fuck is Moxley going to take a vacation? Seriously, can the man just?
He had to go to rehab to take a vacation.
That doesn't count. But besides those two bits, I'm going with Ospreay. I'm going with Ospreay as well. He's going over to AEW and the IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship. I don't understand all the adjectives. It's just weird nonsense. But hey, that's again New Japan booking for you. So, but yeah, I mean, I would love to see Moxley win it just for the memes. But Ospreay, I think it just makes sense to have Ospreay going over to AEW, defending around North America and whatnot. And yeah, you give me Ospreay, but I hopefully Finlay can actually do work in this match. I already know what Ospreay can do. I know what Moxley can do. I've seen a bit of what David Finlay can do, but this is a big match for Finlay. Let's not leave this man like he's the third freaking wheel of this whole entire thing. He took a sledgehammer to the IWGP United States Championship, UK, whatever you want to call it, a prestigious belt at times. But this is David Finlay's, like, mind you, this is Wrestle Kingdom. This is probably going to be like third to last. More than likely.
It is third to last. No, it's third to last. It's the 8th out of 10.
It's 7. Okay.
It's 8 out of 10. Yeah.
Okay, 8 out of 10. Yeah. Okay, 8 out of 10. Okay, yeah. Then you got to show up and show out, Finlay. This is your match to like really. You're not winning this by any means. No, you take the pin if you'd like, but as far as it goes, Finlay's got to show up and show out in this match.
Yeah.
Because if he doesn't, I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna say something.
Yeah. Well, who do you got? Do you got Ospreay or Mox? Because I know you know nothing about David Finlay.
I'll give it to Will Ospreay.
Yeah, it makes sense for Ospreay.
It makes all the sense in the world.
What confuses me?
Please give Moxley a vacation.
Maybe, who knows? What confuses me is that
please.
AEW and New Japan just love their titles. So currently, as I'm thinking about it right now, and you might keep tally on this, and I'm going to rattle off all of the New Japan titles that I'm aware of in no particular order. You have the I
got you if you need it.
You have the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. You're getting the IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship. The Intercontinental Championship is no more. Am I correct with that? Okay, so
they
retired that. You have the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Champions. You have the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Championship. You have the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. You have the New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong Championship. You have the Never Openweight Championship. I know it's never, but it's still part of New Japan. Am I missing any? I've lost it. There's got to be one
Never
more.
Open.
Oh yes, my fault.
It's
the IWGP Women's Heavyweight Championship.
Correct. There's also the Never Openweight Trios Tag Team Championships.
Fucking Christ! Yes, that's right, trios.
Yes, that's a thing. Yeah, let me see. Global Heavyweight. Yeah, because when the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship became a thing, it was the IWGP Heavyweight title in the Intercontinental. They just merged it together and was just like, here, Coda, thank you.
Yes,
type of thing. So yeah.
So yeah,
that's how that happened.
I need to do a list about who has more championships because AEW's getting there. I
think AEW's got them, but I'm trying to think. Hold on. Yeah, heavyweight, both junior heavyweight.
It's got to be all of them. Yeah,
I think you're good.
Yeah,
I think you're good.
That's just a lot of freaking titles, man. Anywho.
Yeah, wait, do they have they don't have strong openweight tag team titles yet, do they?
You would know more than I would. So.
Yeah, they do actually. Yeah, they do have the strong openweight tag titles.
Oh my god. All right, whatever. I do like the openweight concept. That's me. All right, moving on.
It makes sense.
Another match here. Speaking of championships, the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship features the 93rd champion of this iteration of the belt, Hiromu Takahashi versus El Desperado. The one thing here that you have to really keep in mind is that this is a literal clash of styles in look and in the ring. These guys know each other for a very long time. I believe they used to tag with each other. Correct me. They used to tag with each other.
Yes.
The crazy part about this is they have a crazy mutual respect for each other. So there's no real rivalry here. It's just like, hey, we want to fight. We go great in the ring together. Let's just fucking fight. You have Takahashi, who's a little bit more out there, flamboyant in his nature. You have Desperado, who literally just likes to do death matches. It's his thing now. He just wanted to do a death match circuit. So Desperado's a little bit more serious, a little bit more laid back. Well, like he's kind of a Moxley type character. This is their first fight in 18 months, our first singles match together in over 18 months. It's a pretty storied rivalry in the junior heavyweight spot. Takahashi wants the main event next year. Wrestle Kingdom. He's mentioned that it's probably not happening. I know, I saw that face, Zach. So this is just a toss-up. What do you like better? Do you like the strong, serious style that Desperado's going to give you, or do you like Takahashi's flamboyant, all over the place, wild attitude, Mr. YLP? Who do you favor in this matchup?
I love both these guys. I really do. I more so Takahashi than I would Desperado, because Desperado's actually had to grow on me. But I think personally, this is El Desperado's time to become junior heavyweight champion. This rivalry has just been so good. Their styles really mesh well with each other in the matches that they had over the years. And this rivalry has just grown at such a level that it deserves to be high up on the Wrestle Kingdom card. And I'm just here to see it. I'm here to see both sides, but I think it's Desperado's night. Technically, kind of tomorrow, whatever time you're gonna watch this. But yeah, I'm side. I'm gonna ride with. I think Takahashi as a champion has been fantastic, but I would on the big stage. I mean, did we forget the Desperado? Desperado was actually in a death match. We actually saw the man's face for the first time.
Wasn't that by accident?
It was ripping the mask open and everything, and then we saw his face, and then I thought I meant God for 2 seconds because I thought I was going to die with the look that he had on his face. Like, oh, you're gonna hit me? Watch this. Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a good match. I think this is going to be my dark horse for match of the night, personally. Yeah. But give me Desperado to become the new IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion.
Yeah, I myself am favoring Desperado on this one as well. I think it's just because I really like the mask. I'm not gonna lie to you.
The mask is sick.
I'm picking on the mask. Yeah,
very pretty.
It's a dope mask, man. Even the promo they had, like the last little bit, because I remember we were talking about the videos on YouTube, and the last bit between these two, and this is why I'm just here for this match. Takahashi said, "Let's have fun," and you just see serious Desperado look like, "Oh, we'll have fun." That's all I needed to know about how good this match is going to be between these two. And with the junior heavyweight title on the line that they put on every single time, man, it's going to be crazy.
Yeah,
the junior heavyweights are everything you want to see that in North American wrestling that some may have missed. I'm just going to put it like that.
So, well, I'm assuming you're going with Desperado just based on mask alone.
No, Takahashi, he's got it. Look at him. He's gorgeous.
He does have great hair.
Great hair, great look, great. He is a damn good junior heavyweight.
Yeah.
In New Japan, and they are blessed to have him.
So 2 more matches to go here. Here's the next match, the Never Openweight Championship. So for those of you who do not know, Openweight means, since New Japan does do weight classes, per se, Openweight means anybody can fight for this title no matter your weight, because weights matter in New Japan, probably more so than any other professional wrestling organization. So Absolutely. Weights matter. So Never Openweight is people from any sort of weight class can fight for this championship, which sometimes can be argued as maybe the truest of all champions in New Japan Pro Wrestling. So you have Takagi Shingo defending his title against Tama Tonga, former Bullet Club member Tama Tonga, but he was smart enough to leave or get kicked out because you don't leave a Bullet
Club. Depending on who you ask.
You don't leave the Bullet Club, you get kicked out. Shingo Takagi is the 41st Never Openweight champion. These guys are both 3-time Never Openweight champions. They also are both 41 years old. Shingo got the championship by beating Tama Tonga in Vegas. That's how it occurred. Shingo wanted to have a whole list of people he wanted to defend his title against until Tama Tonga was like, no, F that. I want my rematch and I'm going to do it at Wrestle Kingdom. And Shingo's like, okay, let's do it. So that's how this match came to be. This is...
Again, people, New Japan booking towards Wrestle Kingdom. It's just it gets wild.
It's to the point, and that's what I kind of like about it. So that's the story of the match. Tonga wanted a rematch to get his title back. Shingo said, "All right." That is the booking.
I guess so.
Yes. Will, who do you have here? Just on that story alone.
Dude, Tama Tonga. Tama Tonga's got it.
Tama Tonga's it's one of those things. Tama Tonga should be in the States by now, but he's not. And that's, he's got everything you need, but he's just not. And whatever, that's fine. It's not like he doesn't have the connects.
I mean, he's thrown Ring of Honor titles against the wall. So
yeah,
let's not forget that.
That could also be an issue as well. Mr. YLP, who do you have here?
I mean, I love me some Tama Tonga, but I'm going with Shingo to defend and retain. The Never Openweight Championship is my favorite belt in New Japan. The design, it looking good.
It is a pretty looking belt.
It is a fantastic belt. Top 5 for me right now, period. I mean, Tama Tonga and Shingo Takagi, this is going to be a good match. And if you're going to be watching it, if you do get it on NJPW World, or if you just stream for free like some people that I know, but hey, we're not going to talk about that. You're going to get a good match out of this.
I have no shame in streaming it.
Enjoy it how you will, but I'm going with Shingo. I think Shingo retains here and says F your couch.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Tama Tonga because this is F your couch. I'm gonna go with Tama Tonga here. I think this is a story that's just gonna keep on going and going just because Tama Tonga's not going anywhere. To be completely honest with you, he's not going anywhere at all. So moving on to the other title that we totally forgot about, Mr. YLP, because we have to add the NJPW World Television Championship
Yeah.
to that
The
list.
one I don't count.
Yeah, it's a very weird looking boxy belt as well.
It's a very weird. It looks like a fucking.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
dude, a weird
like,
looking belt, dude.
I get the concept behind the championship itself. It makes sense. You know, old WCW vibes just enter my body when I see, I think of World Television Championships because that's the only one I actually recognize.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a weird looking belt.
Yeah. So you have the newly announced president Hiroshi Tanahashi of NJPW challenging Zack Sabre Jr., who Will and I got to see at an Evolve event way back when. Very nice guy, because I think we took a picture with him, right, Will? Or at least I did.
Yes, I did.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
did too.
CSJ. He was really nice. I liked him a lot. So here's the thing. The New Japan Pro Wrestling World Television Championship has only been won by one person only, and that's Zack Sabre Jr. Zack Sabre Jr. is the inaugural World TV Champion, and he's never lost it. He has had 16 successful title defenses. He is the winningest champion in modern New Japan Pro Wrestling history. He's going up.
Crazy to think about.
He's going up against not only the ace of NJPW, but the president of New Japan Pro Wrestling.
I wonder who's going to win, guys.
So here's the thing. Most championship...
No way.
Most championship matches have 60-minute time limits usually. However, I think this is the second match on the card, I believe. The second official match, not
as well it should be.
This match is a 15-minute sprint. Okay. And if anybody's seen a Zack Sabre Jr. match, he works really slow.
Some would say boring.
Yeah.
Some would say very tedious.
Yeah. He works extremely slow. So, with that in mind, and Tanahashi can do whatever he wants, with that in mind, it's going to be interesting how this goes. Because I think this is also the reason they're not giving it a 60-minute time limit, because they're like, God, please don't. They're like, get this over with.
You better not, you bastard.
Yeah.
Who said 60?
Yeah.
You're out of your mind. You're fired.
Yeah, 15 minutes. It screams that Tanahashi should beat him. Like 16 reigns. He has more title defenses than Okada on his best run with the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. I believe he did 9.
Also fast.
Sabre's proved his point. And I'm going to go with the semi-obvious point here. You have a new president. He's going to control everything in New Japan, including, I don't know, television. It would make sense that he would become the TV champion in this iteration. It'd be an interesting dynamic to have your president, also your television champion. Will, are you also going with Tanahashi on this?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Tanahashi on this one. That seems like a little bit of a yeah. You better believe it. Guy needs to make a first impression. You don't fuck with the boss.
He should beat him and then fire him like right after.
That would aim. Oh my god!
Listen,
that would
heel
be
Tanahashi. Give him a heel Tanahashi president run. Screw it.
This is not a
Tanahashi will never be a heel in his life.
That's the best part about it. That's the best part.
It's not believable. That's why.
He is way too nice of a person. I'll give him that.
He's too happy for himself.
He's a very nice guy.
I mean, just like out of the fact that Zack Sabre Jr. actually challenged Hiroshi Tanahashi for this match for the championship,
also
literally called him out.
Dumb move, but whatever.
Very dumb move. Like there's many things in life you don't think is really messed up. This is a really messed up move by ZSJ1. But yeah, I'm going with Tanahashi too. Not only for like the memes, not only for just the hilarity social media is going to be with Wrestle Kingdom 18.
Yeah.
But just to see Tanahashi do a press conference with the NJPW World Television Championship at the same podium as he is talking. Just for me, I think this gives me all the vibes in the world to pick Tanahashi for this.
Tanahashi all the way with that one. And ladies and gentlemen, that does conclude.
Go Ace and T.
Yeah. Yeah. That concludes our Wrestle Kingdom little preview. Again, Wrestle Kingdom is going to be happening in literally just a couple of hours after we are done with this recording. Find it wherever you can. You can do New Japan Pro World, or you can find the stream illegally probably as well. And watch live if you decide to stay up. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, watch wrestling. Whatever. There's like 700 sites of the same freaking thing. Anywho,
do it. It's good. Yeah. It's good for your mind, body, and soul.
And your wallet.
Watch wrestling.ak.
Yeah.
It'll be CA tomorrow. It's AK right now.
Yeah. Yeah. It's listen, it changes all the time. It works out for everybody.
Oh my God.
So with that being said, with all the things that we previewed with Wrestle Kingdom, again, the second biggest event next to WrestleMania itself. How?
I mean, it's not all out.
I mean, like, think about it like this way.
I think it's all in. I think it's all in. I think you got it wrong. It's
whatever.
In the it's the innie, not the outie.
Just think of it.
Yeah.
It's the innie, not the outie.
Outie. What? I will just say this though, for fun and everything. It's like we got like Wrestle Kingdom, and then in 3 weeks we got Royal Rumble.
Yeah, it's a great time to be a wrestling fan.
Yeah,
it's a great time.
I love, and on top of that, 2 days after Rumble is my birthday, so it just makes my birth month that much better.
Very true. So with that being said, almost birthday, man. How good do you think this pay-per-view is going to be? Do you give it 1 being the worst or 10 being like the best thing? In crowns, by the way.
In crowns. We're talking about me. Okay.
Yeah.
Look, how good is this card going to be?
How good do you think the pay-per-view is going to be? Like execution-wise. Like we already know what the card is. On paper, this looks like a really great card.
I know. Execution-wise, with Wrestle Kingdom, they don't miss. It's very hard, just like, as long as I've been watching New Japan, to say that there has ever been a bad Wrestle Kingdom. I can't for the life of me do it. But there are going to be some matches on the card that are not always going to catch with everything. But with that being said, I'm going with a solid, if we're doing, you said 1 out of 10?
What's up?
Yes.
Yeah, 1 out of 10, yeah.
Yes.
I'm going with a solid 8. Wrestle Kingdom does not miss for me. The spectacle of it, the commentary, whether it's going to be Japanese for you or English if you're going to listen to it. I will always say Wrestle Kingdom is good for the mind, body, and soul. It is just an experience, whether you're going to be there in Tokyo Dome or you're just going to be watching it at the crib like myself. Yeah, I'm giving it a solid 8. I know what they're capable of, and I know what they're going to do. With the matches they have on the card, this is definitely a can't miss show for anybody who's going to get into it. And if this is your first Wrestle Kingdom, this is not a bad one to actually check out.
Yeah, I agree. Well, Tersh,
that's just me.
Well, Tersh, what do you got for this?
Well, guys, knowing you guys know me, I have all the inside scoops. I heard a 1 perfect. I'm gonna give this a perfect 10 because the inside scoop is Ty Dillinger showing up.
He is a free agent. He is a free agent. He has left AEW.
He is a free agent?
He left. His
cool.
contract is up.
Yeah, I heard he left AEW. Sean Spears is like, wow, this company sucks.
So is Andre.
Dude, he actually left. Oh my god.
Yeah, he's a free agent. Andrade's gone.
Andrade
if he shows up at Wrestle Kingdom, that would actually be.
No, Andrade is one out.
Yeah,
Andrade's gone.
Andrade's already gone.
Andrade's gone. Yeah.
Andrade shows up at Wrestle Kingdom too. Oh man, that'd be crazy.
Good for him.
He's going to WWE though. It's fine.
Yeah, I don't know. This show's probably been great. I'll go with Fretz and Mr. YLP here and give it an 8.
Yeah, for me with Wrestle Kingdom, again, this is the second biggest event. The only thing that beats it is WrestleMania. The quality, like Mr. YLP said, there you won't see anything better. They're consistently one of the best shows of the year. Every year, this card in particular seems a little less flash and more technical with everybody involved in this, which will put on a great show for the pure pro wrestling fan. And you're still going to get that Tokyo Dome spectacle. So for me, I'm going to go high here. I'm going to give it a 9.
I respect that.
I'm going to give it a 9.
I want to give it higher. Don't get it twisted, but I want to save that for what else is on the card. I mean, you have the junior tag team championship match that could go either way for some. With a catch 2-2 with Francisco Akira and TJP.
Yeah, that's right. Well, TJP is opening Wrestle Kingdom.
Dude, I saw that. I'm like, that can't be. That can't be like Game Blast TJ Perkins.
Yes, it is TJ Perkins. Yes.
Yeah,
it's him.
Like it's crazy. Yeah. I mean,
My God.
yep. I want to give it higher. And I mean, of course, you got the battle royal that's going to be on the pre-show, in which the last 4 men in that what they call a Rambo or battle royal is basically going to fight for the King of Pro Wrestling trophy.
That's true. Yes.
2024 version. It's a very weird that trophy is like not considered a championship by any means, but it is something that they actually defend the entire calendar year going into next Wrestle Kingdom, which is but there's a new champion every single year, which is the cool part about it. They've only been doing it for a few years, but I watch it just for my amusement to see who shows up.
That's true.
Somebody random might.
They do have random Rumbles people showing up.
It's a weird. Like that one's just for like the people who are really going to watch the pre-show. Everything else you can watch on your own leisure.
The only thing that I will miss from this is I don't know who the American announcer is, but what made Wrestle Kingdom.
You mean it's not Kevin Kelly?
No, he left.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah, he won. I think he.
I don't know what
he wanted to be back with his family.
Thought about
that's fair.
Yeah,
I understand.
Hold on. I mean, you can check it real quick to see if he probably will be doing Wrestle Kingdom. If he isn't, that would be a very shocking.
As long as it's not JR.
Yeah,
it's not.
What made it great for me watching Wrestle Kingdom, one is obviously the American translation of it and the American announcing of it, obviously because I don't know a lick of Japanese whatsoever. But Kevin Kelly, even though he didn't get. He probably needed a longer run in WWE because he was kind of the Byron Saxton of his era.
Yeah, he was the Byron Saxton of his era. That's a great way of looking at it.
Yeah,
I actually agree.
He was very much the Byron Saxton of his era, but Kevin Kelly is a phenomenal announcer. He sets the scene perfectly. I wouldn't have been able to get through Wrestle Kingdom shows without Kevin Kelly meticulously describing what everything means. He was absolutely fantastic on it. So
Kevin Kelly and Wrestle Kingdom just like went together like Mauro Ranallo did in NXT.
I think he's one of the key reasons for a lot of their for the American audience is Kevin Kelly.
Yep, 100%.
100%. It's Kevin Kelly.
And then you got Rocky Romero doing freaking commentary. He's probably going to do commentary this year. Why not? Because it works.
Yeah.
Kelly if Kevin Kelly's not there for Wrestle Kingdom, I'll be very upset.
Yeah, according to Fretz, he will not be doing Wrestle Kingdom, which is fine. Let him take a break. He deserves it.
Tight.
Oh, wow. Well, we can relax a little bit because, ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the first episode of Kings of the Rings podcast of 2024. I want to obviously personally thank Mr. YLP of the Young Lions Perspective podcast for making his inaugural run on the show. Obviously, you are welcome back anytime you want. But first and foremost, we're going to give the floor to you really quickly. Where can they find you? Promote your stuff. The floor is yours.
Okay, before I get into my stuff, Wrestle Kingdom is for the children. Just enjoy Wrestle Kingdom. I hope every single one of you do as much as you want to, whether it be free or you actually pay for NJPW World like I did. Getting that out of the way.
Give me your password.
On Twitter, you can find... I'll talk after. I'll text you. I got you, fam.
Text me.
I got you. No, seriously. If even both of you, if you both want to watch it, I think it's just for everybody.
Yeah.
Well, not my password, but you get the point.
Yeah, that's fine. I understand.
I'll put on Twitter.
Why do I feel like Fretz is probably going to just be like, "Yo, give me that too"? I'm like, no.
Fretz is going to watch it no matter what.
Fretz is going to watch it no matter what, and that's great. But you can find me over on Twitter at YL Perspective, over on Instagram at young_lions_perspective. All the podcasting, if you can just find it, squad. I mean, yeah, you can find it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, and of course that good old.
Yo, Stitcher doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, RIP.
That's a shame. And
Stitcher got shut down months ago.
RIP to Stitcher. I will still say it in my podcast because Stitcher is part of the reason I'm where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I miss Stitcher. It was the best
Stitcher.
app. I miss it so much.
Great stuff.
Google Podcasts is getting shut down in a few months too.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, April. That's crazy to me. Where's my podcast going to go now?
Amazon,
Spotify, baby.
Spotify, Amazon Music,
yeah,
a whole bunch of other stuff.
Spotify's dope. Spotify did a really good job with their
Amazon
podcast.
Music was just
their
it's
organization.
Just awesome
they upped it a little bit.
You can add trailers. You can do a lot of crazy stuff with Spotify now.
Yeah, it's fantastic. But those are the two main ones over there at Twitter at YL Perspective and over on Instagram at young_lions_perspective.
Awesome. Well, Terrence, are you ready to get us out of here?
So many perspectives.
Yeah,
I got you.
Let's do this.
Why not?
Ironically, Mr. Fred said iHeartRadio still exists, so that's the thing. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been listening to Kings of the Rings podcast, episode number 364, Thy Kingdom Come. I have been your host, King Ricky Rose, and Will, you'll be happy. You can actually find me at Ambassador Biggs across all social media outlets. That's not hyperbole. Will, I am back. I'm still not going.
Yeah, I saw.
I'm still not going to
I
front
saw you change your Facebook profile picture
Yeah.
like a ninja or something.
It's not a ninja. There's a reason for it. A lot of that will be revealed tomorrow. Find Kings of the Rings podcast at KOTR_podcast across all social media outlets. And most importantly, make sure you give us a vote for Best Wrestling Podcast, sponsored by the Sports Podcast Awards. We are a finalist. The link to vote for us is in the first link below in the description. We are a part of Wrestle Addict Radio, as well as Mr. YLP, Wrestle Addict Radio, the cure for the Common Wrestling Podcast Network now, because we are a podcast network. You can find Wrestle Addict Radio socials at addict_wrestle on Twitter, because I refuse to call it X, and Wrestle Addict Radio everywhere else. The links to all of that, including some of our fantastic merch, is in the description below. Will Tarashak.
Yeah, X is okay. It's a stupid name. It's just a letter. What a letter ever do to you? Give you a paper cut? Come on.
Well, real quick. The story is that was going to be the original website for PayPal.
Yes, I did know that.
Yeah, and he wouldn't. Yeah, he was on the board because PayPal's Elon.
And the other board members were like,
"You're an idiot."
No.
Yeah, and he wouldn't.
Do you know the first thing about marketing?
And he wouldn't back down, and so they fired him off the board.
Wow.
And PayPal is dope, though.
Yeah.
So thank you, Elon, for PayPal.
Yeah.
Idiot. Yeah, I'm Will Tarashuk. T. and Thomas, ARASHUK. You can find me right here. King's Rings Podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
Yeah. YLP, thanks for joining us, man.
Yeah, thanks, man. So
thank you for having me. Fantastic journey.
Yes, fantastic long journey, just as I thought it was. So when we come back next week, we are going to talk about all the fallout from Wrestle Kingdom. Probably not, because Mr. YLP probably will not be here.
Who said?
Who knows? Who knows? The Rock might show up somewhere in the ether. Roman might do a response. Kevin Dunn might show up on TNA. Naomi might show up on WWE. There's a lot of things open in the world of 2024, but the only thing that's closed is the acceptance of Slack on this podcast, because fuck you, Slack. Goodbye, good night,
Slack.
And we'll see you next week. This has been a Wrestle Addict Radio branded podcast.